This is Randy Markham, and I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about minimum wage. And from my research, I really don't think that you'd be able to support a whole family just on minimum wage. You might be able to support yourself, but at that point, I still don't even think you'd be able to have a house or an apartment and be able to feed yourself and all the facilities that you will need with it.
It's important to keep minimum wage, or it's important to raise minimum wage and keep it raised so that way this doesn't happen again. We need to keep it at the actual cost that it takes for a low quality lifestyle.
For a family actually to live so they can actually, live and not have to live on the street or something.
Keep it up with inflation, and it's good for the economy. People have more money, they buy more things.
What is your name?
Michael McKinnon.
Minimum wage is going to be raised periodically over the next few years in several states. Do you believe that it would be a good decision for your economy?
Well, I think it would be a good decision for the economy. It's not as easy to say just because the cost of living is it's getting harder. The more you're doing life, the harder it gets for yourself to really start with life. Like I'm working here and
So you're working two jobs now?
yeah.
Related misconduct. And I don't think it's a very good idea in this context either. And that is why, as we build this stairway to shared prosperity, we need to make sure we fortify the enforcement step, because it is so critically important, because people are not making enough to begin with, and all too many people are not receiving the money that they have earned as a result.
I'm doing a interview for school. It's on minimum wage, and I was wondering a couple things, and this is one of the questions I was going to ask you. What is your standpoint on changing minimum wage in the United States?
It should go up significantly.
I think that too, yeah. It should definitely go up, but do you think it will raise any problems if it does go up for living standards?
No, it depends. I think if a company's not viable enough to, or not equipped to pay its people adequately, then it's probably not a viable company.
Yeah.
It'll increase economic spending, more disposable money.
Oh yeah, definitely more people are going to spend
It's
money.
profits for anybody. It depends on where you get the money from. You probably have to cut military, certain loopholes to get the money for it when it's there.
Yeah.
My name is Mark. Bruce, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. What is your standpoint on changing minimum wage in the United States? Changing it up to there. Definitely like everyone's economy. Guess so. Yeah. It's a good cause. Good cause, but it's kind of bad cause for everyone else. That's something I believe they should get raised too. And because I see the wage.
That's true. All right. Many people claim they have minimum wage. If it was raised, it'd be better to support their families. But do you think it was designed for a full family to support?
Back originally, well, I mean, by definition, a full family is kind of, what is that, 2.5 kids and parents. But when it was originally implemented, it was designed that was a minimum living wage.
Yeah.
If it would have rose with inflation like it was supposed to, it would be around, I believe, I don't know the exact number, about $21 an hour now. It rose.
Yeah.
Correctly. I was supposed to.
Yeah, we were doing some research on it. It actually has escalated. If it went with inflation, it'd be way up here, and it's right here.
Exactly.
The way it's at.
Except for all the other cost of living, food,
Yeah.
Tom, I don't cheat, and I can't compete because my competitor's cheating. And then the tax collector is the victim. And where I worked in Maryland, we called this problem what it was. We didn't call it misclassification. That's like a clerical error. I put my paper in the wrong place. We called it workplace fraud, because that's what it was. And as we build...
Yeah. All right. Should minimum wage be designed to keep in pace with inflation? Of course. And if inflation then go up, commodities will go up. everybody. Even people that have degrees should get increased wage. Or inflation should just go down with the money we have. Do you believe minimum wage workers deserve a higher wage, and if so, should the minimum wage jobs receive more pay? More pay than we're talking about more pay. More pay, like you get more pay for everyone. You get more. Is minimum wage? It's a nice topic. No problem.
It's except for all the other cost of living, food,
Yeah. Alright, the minimum wage is going to be raised periodically over the next few years throughout several states. Do you believe this is a good decision for the economy?
absolutely more expendable money. The more money people have, the more people are going to pump it back in the economy.
Yeah.
The more businesses are going to grow.
Yeah. And yeah, it is true. The more money that you have, you can spend it back. You're gonna put it right back to them. Michigan has changed the minimum wage to $8.50 as of January 1st, and is going to raise it again in 2017. Do you believe it should be raised again soon, or in 2017?
I think. Well, I mean, they have to implement it slowly because it would be a shock to a lot of businesses if all of a sudden,
Yeah.
when you get to the full, okay, you're paying your employees, $8 an hour now. All of a sudden, it's 11 on your next pay period. It's gonna,
Yeah.
I think for the smaller business, I mean, it wouldn't hurt like major corporations have that, but for the smaller business, a gradual increase. That way, they can adjust their prices accordingly, all that. But yeah, gradually would be less.
Yeah, I think so. Should minimum wage be designed to keep in place with inflation here in the United States?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Alright. Do you believe minimum wage workers deserve a higher wage? And if so, should all minimum wage jobs receive more pay?
I think just if you to go, I guess, Bernie Sanders, if you give 40 hours of your week, working for one place, and that's where you spend your time, yes, that should be enough pay to make a living.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely.